Hey everybody, Jay Glazer. We are back. We took a little hiatus. And if you want to know when shift happens, tune in today. We are episode 26. I just want to let you know that I was away last week trying to gain all of this knowledge and all of these skills and improve my skills, refine my skills, tweak my skills, and become a better broker for all of you out there in our client base. Last week at a conference where I was networking and learning from, I think, 7,000 of the best agents in the country. We have some amazing initiatives and programs that we're working on, and tactics and techniques we're going to implement in order to take our skills to the next level and get even better for you out there. So tune in now for Shift Happens. 5 must-know tips on how to shift with the market and find success. We all want to find success, so that is the most important part. Jumping in, what I can tell you right now, and I've harped on this subject quite a lot in the last few months, is that we are in a shifting market, right? We've talked about the buyer's market, we've talked about prices potentially softening, but we haven't really necessarily addressed what you need to do immediately if the shift happens, and the shift is happening. So I'm going to jump into these 5 points, 5 must-know points, so pay close attention and you will get to find your success in the marketplace. Point number 1, shifts happen. Now, the shift is happening, but shifts happen. What does that mean? We are in a constant state of fluctuation, and they are going to happen. They are a given, I should say, so just prepare for that and accept that. People keep asking me, why is the market coming down? Why is the market shifting? And I say, first and foremost, without trying to find a very myopic reason, right? Everybody always wants to find a very firm rationale for something, to justify something. So if you are thinking the market's coming down because of the president or the economy or the changes to certain tax policies or the fact that there's too much inventory, all of those things, without a doubt, have some sort of impact, whether it's going up or down, right? I'm not making political comments here. I'm not trying to suggest one thing is better than the other. I'm simply saying change is the only constant we have, and therefore fluctuations are going to happen. But more importantly, in my opinion, the market is truly cyclical. The real estate market is very much a cycle, and we are in a part of the cycle. So if you look at a circle, the market goes up, the market goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It goes in a circle. It is a cycle. Therefore, we are in some part of perhaps a descending cycle. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. If you look historically at what's happened in the real estate market and every other market, and in many ways, shape, and form, humankind, we cycle, we go for our ups and our downs. That is the nature of our business. So we are just cycling. And if you can accept that, because these things happen with regularity, you will be in a better position to succeed. Tip number 2, know your motivation. If you are a seller, know why you are selling. Are you selling because you need to move for work? Are you selling because something's happened in your relationships? You're getting a divorce, you're getting married, you're having a baby, something of that nature. Maybe you're selling because you absolutely need more space. Maybe you're selling because you absolutely need to downsize. Know your motivation, know your reasons to shift and change, and make sure that you are in alignment with those. Meaning, if you're 100% committed to selling, you're going to be much more compelled to accept the realities of the marketplace than if you're just testing the waters. So if you are out there trying to sell, bear those facts in mind. And on the flip side, if you're a buyer, if you're just kind of testing the waters, exploring what the buyer's market looks like, get really, really, really myopic and super focused on your intentions. If you want to buy your first home, that is a phenomenal reason to get into the marketplace. If you want to upsize your home and sell your small home, or maybe you just want to buy your first home because the rental you're in is too small, that's a really, really good reason to buy a home. And therefore, you are in a good position to buy, as we talked about the last couple of weeks about the buyer's market, but you're also really in alignment with what your intentions are, which is to buy a home regardless of the conditions. For the sellers and buyers out there, the third point is also super important. And it's one that you probably struggle with the most, right? We're all looking for concrete answers all the time. And we're in an information age. There's a lot of data out there. The uptick in Street Easy and the success of that website has created a data portal for people to constantly be able to grab information. But you have to ignore the comps. In a steady shift, the comps are outdated. So what does that mean? It means that 6 months ago, if you look at what sold in your building, it's not necessarily relevant to today. And if you're a buyer, 6 months ago comps are perhaps a good foundation to get a framework for price, but are not really relevant to what's happening right now in the marketplace. So therefore, ignore the comps. Now that is a very, very tall ask, as I said, and therefore it's probably the hardest one to wrap your head around, but you have to ignore the comps. Of course, the comps, as I said, are going to lay the framework and the foundation for how you're coming up with your price. But at the same time, if you're shifting, that means that the comps are here and your apartment's worth here. Or in a reverse shift, the comps are here and your apartment's worth this, right? It's very easy to ask for more money when the market is shifting upwards, and much harder to wrap your head around the idea of asking for less money when the market is shifting downwards. But nevertheless, critical. The fourth point, it's kind of like shift happens, but it has to do more with when you're actually in the marketplace, meaning when you actually come to the market. If you're a buyer, you're actually actively looking, or if you're a seller, your home is on the marketplace. So accept reality. The market doesn't lie. You have to listen to the dialogue you are having with the marketplace. What does that mean? I learned from one of my great coaches earlier on in my career that once you are on the market, your listing is active and people are coming and going, they're coming to your open house, they're making appointments to see it, that you are in dialogue with the market, meaning the market will tell you if you are appropriately priced to sell. If you are showing the home nonstop but not fielding interest, that is a good indication. If you have a really beautifully marketed home, and I'd like to say that our homes are always really incredibly marketed, and no one's calling, there is something wrong. The dialogue is telling you something, that it's not the appropriate price. So always accept that reality. You cannot change fact, and the marketplace dictates the facts. We as the brokers are the interpreters and extrapolators and maneuverers of the marketplace, but we are not the creators of the marketplace. We do not dictate what a home should sell for. We do our best to determine the most appropriate position for the home to be in order to transact and sell, but we do not determine the market. And the last point, which is a simple one, but nevertheless an important one, is do something different. What worked yesterday, what won't work today. What worked yesterday won't work today. Another way of saying it is, what got you here won't get you there, right? In reality, we are super highly focused on my team right now on video marketing. Now, are we convinced that video marketing is somehow going to instantly catapult a sale or a home into a successful sale? No, we're not that naive or foolish into thinking so. But what we know about video is it's different. It changes the paradigm. It changes the way a customer interacts with the property, and it also leaves a very memorable leave behind for a customer, so that when they're thinking about all the homes they've seen and all the inventory options they have to choose from, the one with the crazy broker dancing in it is the one that's most memorable. So at the end of the day, you have to do something different. We are in a market that's shifting, therefore you have to be more memorable, right? If you are a big avid TV watcher and you know that there's abundant reality TV shows now, every single time these TV shows come out, they do something crazy and ridiculous, but that's the way you capture the audience from focusing on what happened, the shows of the past, to the shows of the future and the present, the shows that now people are watching. I was lying on the couch for a short period of time with my sister a couple days ago. She came over, and I come home after dinner, and she's watching a reality TV show called, I think it was called Bachelor in the Wild or something like that. Bachelor in Nature. I don't know. It's some crazy, ridiculous show where it takes all of the bachelors from all these different bachelor shows and puts them on an island together so they can all make out and fall in love. It is the most absurd show you have ever seen, but that absurdity is what captures people's attention. So do something different like this show does. I'm not saying go out and make out with apartments, but if that's what it takes, hey, I'm not judging. That is our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Always follow us. You can find us on Facebook at Glazer Team. You can find us on the Instagram. We'll have lots of Instagram moments for you. That's also the Glazer Team. Also, check out our sparkling brand new website where it is loaded with all of the content from our videos, tons of content about our listings. You can get some information about all of the newsletters we write. So in addition to these videos, we really try to pen interesting content for our readership out there. That is glazerteam.com, not to be mistaken with theglazerteam.com. That is a different team. I have no idea where they are, but we're coming for them, and they're going to be taken down, although they're not even in New York City, so in reality, we don't really care. So glazerteam.com, Facebook, Glazer Team, Instagram, The Glazer Team. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again for another episode of of Guidance by Glazer.